What's up, YouTube? It's B Sports Analysis here, doing a 2022 mock draft with 2 more weeks left in the NFL season and college football in its last couple of weeks. So I thought I would do my picks. So, first pick, Jacksonville Jaguars. I thought for a second, I was like, I understand these edge rushers are like super good edge rushers and all that. I don't really pay attention to much college football other than UNC and ACC and SEC football because that's where I'm like, that's where I know best. And so I said it's a weird pick. I mean, this is what I think they need though is Jacksonville Jaguars offensive tackle Evan Neal from Alabama. So that's what I said, and everyone's going to be like, why the heck would they take an offensive tackle number one overall? Well, because it's a smart. I think they're one of their biggest needs. I mean, do you see Trevor Lawrence this season? He got hit so many times. You build up that offense. You either get him a wide receiver, which there aren't many wide receivers who are going to go top. I don't think I had the. I didn't have a wide receiver going for a really long time. So like, it's a super confusing draft this year. People mentioned that like people could be going top. It could be a very big process. Now, to the Detroit Lions, I had taking Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. He's an edge rusher. He's the consensus number one. Again, I had Evan Neal because I thought he was a bigger need. So yeah, that's that. And then I had the Houston Texans taking. Basically, they need so much right now. Like I debated quarterback, but at this point, I'm like, why the heck would they need a quarterback right now? Davis Mills just beat the Chargers with this team. So I said Kayvon Thibodeau, number 3 overall. And New York Jets, I had them taking offensive tackle from NC State, Akeem Ekwonu. I think is how you pronounce that name, not 100% certain. Very sorry if I butchered that, NC State fans. And then the New York Giants, I think it would have been huge if the Jets grabbed the offensive tackle, but at the same time, I didn't see it much happening that much. At the same time, I had New York Jets grabbing him. The Giants, right after the Jets, I had them getting edge rusher George Karlaftis from Purdue. I thought that he was the best. He was one of the best available players, and it's their biggest need, other than offensive line. But there weren't many offensive linemen available at the spot that they were in. And I'm doing a no trades. If these were trades, I probably would have traded them back into the like 10, 11 things, similar to what they did last year. The New York Jets, I have them taking Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. I don't really know how good their defense is, to be honest with you. But I thought for a second, offensive line, again, not really much to do here. These top 10 picks took me forever to do, which is really abnormal. Usually I take forever doing the last 10 or so. But at this point in the season, who knows, really. But yeah. And then let's go to the Carolina Panthers. I had them taking Jordan Davis out of Georgia. He's an interior defensive lineman. And I really like that pick just because of the fact that he's ridiculous. He's just like D-line, I think, is something that they could use. Brian Burns and that another interior D-lineman. They have Hassan Reddick. That defense is exactly what they need, if you ask me. So, yeah. And then we're going to go to the New York Jets again. The New York teams took up most of the top first round. They have cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. I realized after a while, I was like, dang, he's still on the board. He probably shouldn't be. But yeah, I have him going there. I debated giving him to the Panthers because he was so, like, but I said they have Stephon Gilmore, and they probably shouldn't do that. Now, Washington, just as Washington, which I think is hilarious. Washington, I think they take quarterback out of Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett, Mr. Fake Slide himself. I think it's. I mean, I really didn't know what to give Washington in this situation. I thought corner, but Stingley went. I thought quarterback because, I mean, at the same time, I'm thinking get what you get out of what's his name. I'm kind of like not a fan of this pick, but it's whatever to me. And then Atlanta Falcons take Andrew Booth Jr., corner out of Clemson. And this is one that no one, I think, like anyone, wants this or sees this happening. I think it's a huge thing that like the Broncos would be really smart to do. Quarterback from North Carolina, Sam Howell, number 11 overall. I think he goes here. He's a third quarterback, if you ask me. I have him going second quarterback because UNC bias, first of all. But second of all, because his college teammate running back, who helped them almost win he wasn't part of the Orange Bowl, but he almost won the Orange Bowl, got to the Orange Bowl with Javonte Williams as his running back. Javonte Williams, who is tied with the best running back in the league right now he is tied with the most broken tackles in the NFL right now. So yes, Javonte Williams and Sam Howell, the rushing attack would be lethal. You get with Jerry Jeudy, hopefully the quarterback who actually targets him, Jerry Jeudy, and maybe you get a wide receiver in the second round. I think it would be huge. And then Minnesota, I have them going interior defensive line from Texas A&M, DeMarvin Leal. And then New Orleans Saints. I have them taking Matt Corral from Ole Miss. He's a quarterback, again, crazy quarterback class. The weirdest in my NFL fandom. So, yeah, I had Matt Corral going to... Because, again, like, this is a situation where if the Broncos are smart, they're probably thinking, like, the Broncos, again, like, they're in the front running for Russell Wilson. They're in the front running for Rodgers. They're in the front running for... They could get Deshaun Watson. Like, there's so many quarterbacks they could get, but I liked Sam Howell. So, just because of the college connections. And I thought Matt Corral could go to the Saints because their quarterback is so strange right now in the situation. They have like 5 quarterbacks right now who started in the last week or in the last couple of weeks since because of Winston's injury. They've had like 5 quarterbacks this season play for him or something crazy like that. And then with the 14th pick, David Ojabo, I think. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Cleveland Browns, David Ojabo, edge rusher from Michigan. I had him going 14th overall. Pittsburgh. I really feel bad because I took away all of their quarterback options, but what you gonna do about it? Now, in reality, I think that this is where Sam Howell or Matt Corral would go. I just really never want to even think about Sam Howell going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I just for some reason I just don't want him throwing the ball to Chase Claypool, because I just don't want him going to Pittsburgh at all. I don't want him being associated with Pittsburgh. I do not want it at all. And Los Angeles Chargers, Kenyon Green, inside O-line from Texas A&M. I had that going. And then Raiders. At this point, I was like, I don't know any of these players, by the way. I don't know anyone from 16 on downward. Raiders, I had them taking Chris Olave, wide receiver from Ohio State. I think he's the first wide receiver off the board now to think about it. But he was the best available player. And I believe they have Hunter Renfrow, who's very underrated. Deshaun Jackson, who's just refuses to retire. And I think with a wide receiver, they could be somewhat hard to stop. And then with the Ravens, 18th overall pick, Tyler Linderbaum, Iowa. I don't really know much about him other than the fact that I think I gave them that. I don't know why. Philadelphia Eagles, Trayvon Walker from Georgia. I just think that with Fletcher Cox would be crazy. Um, Way to stop it. And then they have back-to-back picks. Actually, I think they have like 3 picks in the first round. Back-to-back picks. I had them taking Roger McGreevy from cornerback out of Auburn. Then the Dolphins, I had them taking wide receiver out of Alabama, which they've loved doing lately. Alabama all around. Then New England, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver out of Ohio. I just like that one because I don't know if y'all. This is after the ridiculousness that happened on Sunday. Everything crazy happened on Sunday, I feel like. But it was Patriots versus Bills, and number one on their team had like back to back terrible, and I mean terrible plays where he dropped the football and one he caught, tipped in the air, and then like tipped it high up in the air because he couldn't catch it, and then some dude, I think it was like Hyde or something, picked it off, and I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, I think they get a wide receiver to replace him because I'm like, he's getting cut. I do not like oh my god, I saw that and was like, Bill Belichick's not going to deal with that crap. But yeah, Eagles again, they have another pick. I had them taking Nicholas Petit-Frere, offensive tackle from Ohio State. I like this pick mainly just off the fact that like Eagles, Jalen Hurts, he might stay. I don't know. He might be a quarterback that gets traded. But like I like offensive tackle for this team. I mean, like in a division with the Giants, who don't really do much. I don't know why I mentioned the Giants first, but Fletcher Cox with what's his name? Oh yeah, Chase Young, who's been injured. Hope he has a speedy recovery. And the entire Cowboys defense, you want offensive line. And then Cardinals, I wanted to go all O-line here, but I decided to go safety out of Penn State, Jaquan Brisker. And yeah, that was another one of their big needs is safety. So yeah, I gave them Brisker. And then the 25th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, or NFL draft, moron. NFL draft, Buffalo picks Trevor Penning, offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa. This is one of those where, like, I don't know. Like, this part of the draft, it's like none of the things that they needed were available. So I decided I'm just going to throw up best available player for most of these picks. But Cincinnati Bengals, Devin Lloyd, who should have been like a high pick, was not. I realized, hey, Cincinnati kind of needs a linebacker, so I'll just give them here. And then Tampa Bay, they might lose Chris Godwin in free agency. So this will be really good, like, free agency's over, all that stuff. Like, once free agency's over and everything, this will be perfect. Like, this is the perfect time to do a mock draft. Like, week 4 free agency, whenever nothing's really important going on. Perfect time to do this. But I think they could lose, what's his name in free agency? Chris Godwin. They should cut, what's his name? Antonio Brown for his freaking faking of vaccination status. And, the other, they have Mike Evans, but they have still have some decent wide receivers in this team. And then Detroit, I had them getting a wide receiver. I debated giving them the quarterback, which is projected to go 31st. He's not going to go 31st because the Chiefs had the 31st overall pick. But yeah, that's what I had. I had possibly a quarterback going here, but I mean, I think like Detroit Lions have so many things wrong right now. I think anything would work. And again, I don't think wide receiver would be the biggest issue, but I think it's another thing that they could fix. And Tennessee, 29th overall pick, Nakobe Dean, linebacker out of Georgia. Defense is like a big issue with Tennessee. And yeah. So that's what I did there. because I don't really know what else to do with Tennessee, honestly. Um, Tennessee, I think, mm, like realistically, I think Tennessee could probably I Ryan Tannehill is an amazing player who escaped Adam Gase, and Adam Gase was awful. But I think you give him. I think you get rid of Ryan Tannehill this year if necessary. Like if there's a quarterback available, you get rid of him. So if there's a quarterback here who they thought was like really good, then they go quarterback here. Then there's Dallas. I gave them Daxton Hill making that defense even better. Um, but yeah, and then I gave the Chiefs Drake London, a wide receiver out of USC, because right now I feel that we've gotten better at this. The Chiefs, we've gotten better at kind of spreading who we throw the ball to. Because like at the beginning of the season, I feel like it was just Kelsey and Hill, Kelsey Hill, Kelsey Hill, Kelsey Hill, and now we've got Hardman, Pringle, Josh Gordon finally got involved. So that's five-ish weapons that we had, and I mean like we really didn't use Tyreek Hill much in the Steelers game. Then again, it was the Steelers. So, really, that's everything on its own. And I gave the Packers Jermaine Johnson. If there was O-line here, I would give it to them. Because their O-line is dealing with so many injuries right now. That's what I did. But I gave them Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher from Florida State. But yeah, guys, NFL draft is nowhere near happening. But I thought that I might as well do this because it's near draft season. Why not do it now? I'll see you guys in the next video. See y'all later. Peace.